Ever wonder what your day would be like with Boom Radio? Yep, us too. We don't think about nightmares.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It is the Boom Bar right here on your Boom Radio NG. And my name, Ola Dolupo. You know, the one and only. Thank you very much. You're welcome. On to the next one. What?
Good afternoon. Welcome. I wonder if you could sound your name again. Voice it again.
Why?
It sounded interesting this time.
No, no need.
It's okay, all right.
It's okay.
It's been captured though.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah. My name is Tokunbo Ojekunle. Welcome. Nice to be here again and nice to have you waiting eagerly for us.
Once again, my name is Sola Rogers. It's always a blessing and a pleasure to be here at the bar, to be able to kick back, relax, and discuss matters arising and also prefer solutions. Thank you for everything, and especially to people who are subscribing and sharing our videos and dropping comments. You guys are the MVPs.
And on that note, so we're going to be talking about a few things today at the bar. It is, the Senate is a lot in the news today. We're going to be talking about that. The president is doing a few things in his doings, or the things that he's planning to be doing. As tomorrow is anniversary, so there are some doings that they're planning to do. Also, the Kano drama has not ended. Looks like it's definitely not ending anytime soon. We're going to give you updates on that. Labor issues with the federal government is definitely still on. There's still a lot of updates coming from that also. And additionally, there are a few updates from topics that we had spoken about yesterday. The local government issues. There are a few updates from that, from one governor, from another speaker of another house. We're going to be talking about a few things. Hopefully time permits us. Also, there are a few court cases here and there, and a few sports stories. So let's start right and let's get right straight into today's show. So as we're starting, like I said, today, the Senate has officially passed the bill to revert to the old national anthem. Why y'all hissing?
The hiss is what gets into me, shall I? I don't understand that hiss. Make it louder, boom, louder. Oh, come on. Of all, okay. Now we shall stop Arise, O Compatriots. We shall stop it and go back to Nigeria. We hail thee, okay?
I'm guessing so.
Yes. My questions really bothers. They have explained it. One is more democratic. One is undemocratic. Apparently. One is from the military, passed on to us, subtly. And then the other one is from the colonialists, passed on to us subtly. And I just believe that we probably aren't doing this thing rightly. Okay, they have passed this bill, it's gone. As Dolupo would say, the train has moved. Okay? So that train has moved, I agree. But let's sit back a while and just think about it. National anthem for a nation as big as Nigeria calls for almost everybody's participation. Calls for, from the local base to the wherever, everybody has a say. Everybody has an input. That's the way I think we should go about it if we really want to do it, okay? Yes, ask me questions. Did we go through that process for Nigeria We Hail Thee? Of course not, we didn't. We didn't. Maybe for the second one, which is about to fizzle out, okay? they put heads together at a point in time to see who would do this, who would do that. That's why we had people who wrote the lines, we had people who brought the tune in, and we talked about these people in the last time we discussed. So for me, let's move on from there. I just believe, honestly, that you are stopping something for something, and it's not well done. It's not in the light for general participation. It's a national anthem, for crying out loud. Okay, and the other question I would raise, and we've raised it before, and then I don't know if one or two of our contributors raised it as well. Is this the next thing for us now to discuss?
Apparently, according to the National Assembly, it is.
It is the next thing, okay? That's the way it is, okay? So all issues about power generation...
No. National Assembly, National Anthem is the next thing on the line.
Okay.
Okay. Dolupo Rogers says they have too much time on their hands, and I think I agree with you.
Yeah.
But keep in mind, it's still a bill. It's still going to be passed on to the president. I think that is where this will probably get tricky. It is obvious that...
When it gets to the president,
yes,
you think?
I think that it is obvious that the whole National Assembly, from the Senate to the House of Reps, they definitely sat down, and it was a planned thing because in a space of days, this whole thing was passed. Yeah? So it's obvious that it was a planned thing. They really wanted. Now, the question is, like you said, a very pertinent question. Is it the next thing that we will do right now? And I think that it's going to cause a lot of discourse if the president signs this into law. I think it is completely unnecessary. And maybe he wants to use it to celebrate, or it could be from him. Maybe he wants to celebrate his first year in office. I do not know, whatever it is. Dolupo Rogers says should not even be raised at all. I agree with you. And because the truth is that, okay, so arise or compatriot to something that I've known all my life.
Yes.
I will not get to, what's it called now, in that time to be as conspicuous as old as I am. Yeah. I'm just going to start learning wordings of, come on.
Let me tell you so. Learning Nigeria, we hear it, yeah? Okay. We got it from way back too.
Obviously.
Okay? Excuse me. Wait. I know where you're going.
I did not say anything.
We got it from way back, okay? And we, in those days, okay, it was not a movement per se. It was all just a song you had to sing in primary schools, nursery schools. They brought those things out. And as I grew up, I realized that those lines were extremely so colonial for me. They just didn't make sense. Maybe the schools I went to, they actually brought out those references.
You know, the funny thing
where
is
slave trade came from and how we passed through all those things. So at times I looked at those things when growing up and said, no, I just had a nervous for them.
You know, the funny thing is that I actually sat down to check the lyrics of this old anthem, and I think I like it. I think it's very, very nice.
Good.
Let's not be too sentimental. Good. I think that the lyrics are not bad for an anthem at all.
So
I just feel that it is not the next conversation we need to be having at the moment.
Okay, can I come in now? I've been jumping at the bits, but I'm like, hold your peace. Now that I'm very calm, I will speak. Can I?
Go ahead.
Sola.
Thank you. I think politicians have their way of creating problems and finding the solution. I think it's a political thing. There's governance and there's politics. And what we're experiencing now is politics. Shrouded or marked or couched as governance. Because to be honest with ourselves, the assembly represents each and every one of us. You're our voice. You see what they call them? House of Representatives and the Senate. And they're representing us. And to them, this is the most pressing thing that we need.
Yeah.
You're supposed to pass laws and you're supposed to prioritize on the laws. Understanding the woes that Nigerians have gone through since independence, they have discovered, by divine unction, that the biggest problem Nigeria has is national anthem.
Oh yeah, because this is what is going to keep us together and form unity.
That's what they have discovered.
And the lines will not.
Now, one of their excuses,
is
that this anthem that they are planning to jettison was created under the military era. I think that their argument makes some sense.
Yeah, it's valid. It is.
But
valid.
wait, you are leaving the military era to go to the colonial era.
Like, what sense?
Sensible, Abi.
very.
Okay. While you're at it, the first set of states that were created in Nigeria under President the military ruler Gowon, were by the military. 12 states. I think you should cancel them. Oh, sorry, you can't do that. Oh, there was 19 states by Murtala Muhammad. Under the military, so cancel. Oh, another set of states were created under the military to make it 20-something. Cancel it. You know what? We have 36 states. Everything was created under
All
the military.
The institutions under military.
It just hit me now.
Military.
Wow.
Bring it down.
This doesn't make sense. Sorry,
Revert.
hold on.
Bring it
Tokunbo
down.
just says, we don't mind if the president, the vice president, the entire cabinet, including the Senate and the House of Representatives, can sing the anthem.
Abi?
Now that's big and small.
Let them sing
the
it.
pledge. The pledge is what attracts me sometimes.
So, according
they
to
don't
the
even
Senate,
know it.
they're saying that this will become the national anthem. We will still stay with the national pledge.
Okay.
Then the second stanza of this, would we say old now? Old
now new. Now new.
No, current now old.
That's how we had the
O God of creation anthem.
Uh-huh.
That second stanza, the current now old,
Will now be.
or soon to be old,
Will now be.
will
what?
now be the national prayer.
National prayer.
Yes.
Hey, Mr. Rogers said it earlier. You have too much time on your hands. And you see, Nigerians are too docile. And that's why these people think that they can push anything down our throats. The least of our problems is the national anthem. You see, right now, people are grappling with energy, to power their businesses and their homes. And those are the things that are important.
Yeah, there's major inflation. There's too many things. It's insecurity. Here we are.
Tomato has been struck by some kind of evil spirit.
I know they.
And the prices have gone up.
I know that they give an excuse for that. But does anybody realize this happens every year?
And so you see, this particular one now, they said it's one virus or something.
It's always one story or
we
another.
heard it. The bottom line is, those are the important things to Nigerians. I make bold to say that. Those are the important things. We need power. We need good roads. You see, there's a country that has a national anthem that they don't even have lyrics. And it's still one of the biggest countries in the world. Their national anthem does not have a single word. Yeah. So please, where are your priorities? Nigeria, we hail you. Okay, we don't hail him. Where we hail him? What did you do for me?
Can I ask
Drink
you this
for
question?
Nigeria.
All these lines, all these lines, how impactful have they been to the Nigerian soul
That's
and the Nigerian
point.
spirit?
Nobody even listens.
Who
It's
carries those
unnecessary.
things on their head? We still have whole lots of corruption.
It's
Don't we?
It's such
We
a
still
very
have it.
unnecessary
We're still
thing.
very unfriendly to each other. Well, how would those lines now? They want us to pray, right?
Anyway, happy
National
day.
prayers.
We're moving on.
Do you understand?
Do tribal tongue may differ
In brotherhood, we stand.
Our sisters, oh yeah, let's go there.
Okay. Well,
No. In brotherhood we stand. So the sisters will sit down and be in sisterhood.
Apparently, we're sitting.
Or they should disappear. Ronu. You people don't think.
No, they are thinking. They think.
Ronu Jile.
Anyway,
You don't think deep.
the Senate. So we're waiting for the president if he's going to
want to
accept
laugh.
this or not. But
He
apparently,
will.
I think he will because
will.
it's already looking like it's a whole plan thing. But it doesn't make any sense. Anyway,
think he will.
moving on from that, and the funny thing is that the public hearing they had yesterday, there was a lot of people had a lot of things to say. In fact, a lot of people or a lot of human rights lawyers that were there, a lot of people actually seem to like the idea. So they seem to have a lot of a power. But I read something where they were having this conversation. The Attorney General of the Federation was talking about how he feels that it's not a bad idea, but he feels that more people need to be involved. They need to feel the pulse of the people directly,
yes,
not just
we said it
this kind of gathering. But apparently, I'm not sure that they took the man's advice. Any which way, moving on from that.
Sorry, I'm not a lawyer, obviously. Is it possible for us as a people to reject this thing legally? Is there an avenue for us to maybe go to court
Well, of
or
course.
something?
Sure,
Is it
everybody-
possible?
Shall anybody can go to court?
No, I'm asking.
It is possible.
I am asking an innocent question here.
No,
Yeah, I think
it's possible.
It will be possible. Anyway,
It
President Tinubu is supposed to
Can hold
have
it down. Yes.
address a joint National Assembly tomorrow. So we'll hear what he has to say. Maybe that's where he wants to sign the bill. Safe, it's possible.
That's his own State of the Nation address, like the US would do around this time. Okay.
So he's addressing them tomorrow. Also, the Senate has officially now pardoned suspended Senator Abdul Ningi. And for people that do not remember that name, or if it doesn't ring a bell, remember the senator that was suspended because of some budget padding allegations and all that. Now they have forgiven him, and they said that he can come back to be collecting his salary.
To be collecting his salary.
What else?
Was that how
What
they
are they
put
doing?
it?
What are they doing to come and announce national anthem? To collect his salary now. That's all.
They also, the Senate also,
Yeah.
as the custodians of Nigerian law, also need to realize that the law does not permit them to suspend, senators
For a period.
beyond a certain period.
Yeah.
So recalling him or not recalling him, is it constitutional? Because you can't be lawmakers and be the main lawbreakers also.
I'm not sure that he had used up his whole suspension time.
No, the time that they gave is definitely above the law.
Yeah, so we'll definitely.
So it's some kind of face-saving measure.
Yeah. Okay, still talking about the Senate, and Senator Ned Nwoko is asking the Senate to probe the sacking of CBN workers. So, in the past couple of months, since the new CBN governor has come, there's been a lot of retiring and laying off of about 317 CBN workers. The CBN is saying that some of these people are retiring, and most of them are not going to get replaced. They're saying that there are a lot of people in the workforce that's kind of unnecessary, basically.
That they don't have things they're doing.
Yeah, but
Contributing to the
more like duplication of the same. There are different people doing like the same
there's
thing
a
over
lot
and
of
over.
redundancy.
Exactly, there's a lot of redundancy, so they're trying to
Okay.
cut a lot of things down. Now, Senator Ned Nwoko is saying that the Senate needs to look into what the CBN is doing. That are they following labor laws, and that they're just throwing people out of
So
the labor market. Yes.
Look, beyond the statutory retirement or whatever, it is obvious that there has to be some kind of house cleaning, especially in the CBN.
With the drama that's happened,
is obvious.
It's obvious the drama that's happened in 9 years.
There are certain things that a top official in that kind of establishment could have allegedly committed. Emphasis on allegedly committed. But there are people who are culpable within the system, and they're still there. There are also people who are beneficiaries of the immediate past allegedly corrupt governor. And you don't expect them to just overnight become white as snow. It's because their benefactor is gone. It's a lie. One day, one memo will leak somewhere, and some sabotage will happen, and you start to wonder what's going on. So a house cleaning is recommended highly.
I don't think we need to spend more
Yeah,
time. Just clean up. Dead woods must go.
And the honest truth is, so if the Senate needs to look into it, maybe they need to look into it. But I'm sure that there is an explanation
make sure
for
that,
what the CBN is doing. And keep in mind, a lot of people that they're laying off or are retiring compulsorily are people that they're top managers. They're not bottom cadre people. So probably have been there for so many years anyway. So, you know what? Go and start your retirement early. Anyway, still talking about assemblies. Let's come down to the state assemblies. As today, Benue State has now repealed the life pension law for former governors and the deputies. Basically, what it means is that there is no more pension for former governors and the deputy governors now in Benue State.
There should be no pension for any governor whatsoever.
Now you have come and served and go and come back for pension. No. Why?
You got the highest honor in your state to become governor and deputy governors, and honestly, I think it's a crime. It's criminal. And you know the sad part is, most of these governors, it's under them that you start to hear things like pensioners are being owed arrears and they're not being paid. But do they owe you your own when you leave government? Because shame not they catch you now.
Yeah,
the
pension bill is too high for some governors. A lot.
You don't get what way they do before you become governor.
No, they do not.
Didn't you have a life?
No, they did.
They did?
No, they had a life.
Then go back to it now.
That's the life they are now living now, isn't it?
Go back to it now. Okay. The 8 years of governorship, bros, talk true.
Everlasting money.
You know arrange.
Money.
You did not arrange.
Allegedly.
It's a question, no.
Anyway.
Some will arrange you, Shola, and they still look back for it.
Allegedly.
I like the way he said some. He said some.
Allegedly.
Okay, allegedly.
Anyway, we're still talking about assemblies. We're coming down to Lagos State, where there's an update of something we talked about yesterday. Remember the conversation of the federal government suing the states?
Yes.
Now, the Lagos State governor had something to say about that yesterday, and where he was and he said that he feels in his own mind that Lagos State was added to that
to the list.
That list in error.
Okay.
That they have followed the law and they do their local government elections, and everybody abides the law by the law, and they feel that they should not be added to that suit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Before I say, and after saying that, has there been any revert?
Oh, it has already been sent to the court, so I'm not sure that it's going to.
Nothing coming back.
Yeah, I don't think so.
He has a right to say that.
Oh yes, he does.
He has a right to say that. He would probably have looked at it and seen that this thing doesn't concern the state.
Yes, it doesn't.
Okay, and somehow along the line, if they are going to do that, why lump me? Or why lump Lagos among the pack? Okay, so he has a right to talk about it.
I have never seen anybody that is trying to cook beans without picking it. You understand?
Okay.
Because if you cook raw beans that you bought from the market and you did not pick it, you will eat stone.
It's a matter of choice.
You will eat stone. Tokunbo likes stony beans. So he will speak for himself. So that's in the area of beans. But you ask, what's the business of beans with this one now? Kilo beans or politics. You understand? What's the correlation? The correlation is that there's no correlation. I just wanted to talk about beans. But on a serious tip, the thing that Lagos State is saying is that count me out. They're saying count them out. We do not fall into that category. We never fail on organizing local government elections. Although I have a problem with the fact that it's only their party that wins, majorly.
That's people driven.
Let's hope so.
That's people driven.
Let's hope so. Let's hope so. Can you 100% sit down there and say it's people driven?
Nothing is 100% sure.
So that's what I'm saying. Let's hope so.
Yeah, I agree. It's
open mind. Open mind. So congratulations to Lagos for exempting themselves from this whole brouhaha. However, I was expecting a landslide of responses from governors. They are quiet.
Very quiet.
Their quiet response shows that they are
They are
culpable.
culpable. Exactly.
Guilty as charged.
Yeah, for someone that
Guilty as
in less
charged.
than 24 hours, the person that was not culpable decided to come out to say, I don't know anything about it.
Yeah.
So, if you two are not guilty, you should be able to speak up.
But give it to them. This is one of the first of a deft political move by the administration. Setting everything right within the local councils.
Yes. Funny thing
And
is
going
that
to the courts, as I said yesterday, and we agreed also that going to the courts is timely and nice. So the courts will have a say,
we have an explanation of
and
what
firm
the
it,
law
and
says.
everybody knows.
Now,
Yeah, we are guided by the law.
on another side, in Oyo State, the Speaker of the House has basically said something different, and they feel that there is something wrong with the whole issue, and because they feel that if there is full autonomy with the local government, the federal government would use local government against the state. My question is that why do we feel that somebody must be against somebody? If everybody has his own autonomy, let everybody stay in their lane. And this is where the problem lies. Because even if the National Assembly passes a new law and there is an electoral act and all this, what happens when because some of these laws have to go to the state assemblies. Maybe if they go through the route of the electoral act does not have to go to the state assemblies. But when it comes to the main constitution, a lot of them, they need to go through the state assemblies. By the time it gets to the state assemblies, how are we sure that these laws are going to be assented? If not, there's no point. It's not going to work. And we're already seeing it now.
So the thing about politics, is that just like we said in the national anthem thing, politicians have their way of creating a problem, then pretending to provide a solution. Then you praise them, but look, Oga, you created a problem in the first place, and that's on the part of politicians. However, we the people have a problem of not voting because we think it doesn't matter. Then people who we will never ever want to see close to any form of power are the ones who are actually in charge of power. Then we will now whine and complain for 4 years and go back, use, rinse and repeat.
You have the wrong people there. There's nothing you can do.
If these people
were you there when
the speakers of the houses of assembly, the House of Assembly members, if most of them were actually representing the will of the people, nobody will speak against a bill to empower local governments. But sadly, they got there by us trading. They owe their paymaster, mostly the governors, and they are beholden to them. And at the end of the day, it is what the governor says that the speaker will push. And when the speaker doesn't do that, impeach, he's going to get impeached. That's what it is, So where is the separation of powers that they claim exist in democracy when you know that the speaker's apron strings, are closely tied to the governor's strings, and he's in charge. I don't see anybody that is people oriented that would say what the Speaker of Oyo State said. And this is not him speaking. This is all of them. They're speaking through him.
Yeah.
You do not want autonomy for local government, but we want development.
Yeah.
We do not want autonomy because we feel that, according to them, that the federal government will use local government
and then then coupled with that, Shola, Dolupo, there's this nomenclature. There's this nomenclature that they have been using for a very long while. We have a chairman of the party, right? You know how they refer to the governors? Leader.
In the state, now based on Nigerian political structure,
they call him leader.
The governor is the leader of the party.
At least
and
in
then
the States.
there's a party chairman. So the thinking is this: in Conti leader Batisoni.
Yeah, who's going to fund the party? Who's going to
leader Batisoni?
Who's going to give them allocations?
Selections will come. No, not elections. Selections will come before elections.
When there are openings for jobs and stuff, where do you think they send the list to first? It's their party now. It's their party, so you use that person that you want to offend. You don't want to offend them one way or the other.
Right.
Because you want to go back to your constituency and say, oh, I have this opening I have 10 slots.
So you have to be the good boy.
I have 10 slots for this paramilitary group, and you are going to earn
and the
X
first
amount.
thing is not part of us. Arawako, you know, that's true.
Your people will say that you did not do anything for them when you were in the house.
It's such a very
so
sad
we are
one.
our own problem.
We definitely
too.
our own problems.
Tangled
I'm just really hoping that we can just stick to the plan. First things first, I think that what will really help is really if the state electoral body is actually really being scrapped. Scrap these things, and then when there is a need for an election in the state, the federal body sends
to come in and do it.
To do it, and then we move on. It needs to. We can't continue. We definitely can't continue like that. Now let's move on from the issue of all this and let's go to Kano, where there's another court injunction now.
Okay.
A high court in Kano. I think this judge now is resident in Kano. He's not in the US.
It's not a foreign-based judge.
No,
he's back in town.
No, it's another judge.
This one is physically present.
Physically present. Has ordered Aminu Ado Bayero to cease parading himself as the 15th Emir of Kano, and have also directed the police to evict him from the mini palace.
Okay.
So he too is supposed to be back in Kano, but he's supposed to be in another palace.
So this time around, the police must do their job.
Apparently, but there are videos and pictures of
the thing
saying that
this judgment still does not do anything.
Okay.
So according to this now, there is the only thing that I see with this particular judgment is that there is now this order is effective up until there is a date for sitting in sight, which we don't see a lot. So right now, the date for the next sitting for the case to actually begin is 11th June 2024. So that's in like 2 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, look, Kano is as naughty as can be. The matter needs a lot of unraveling, and it must be handled with a lot of care. You know, spontaneously and simultaneously, there are jubilations and protests.
There will be, yes.
And
absolutely
both
right.
events are packed with citizens and indigents who actually feel exactly like that. I don't even think they are instigated in any way, because most of those things were spontaneous. We need to handle this with care, especially when it comes to Kano. We need to really, because you don't want things to get to the point where it degenerates to riots and protests and everything. And this case has the potential of doing that. I feel that the 15th Emir should take everything
take a cue,
into cognizance, and remember that he became Emir when the 14th was deposed, and there was no fight back or pushback, because he understood the law and knows that the governor's powers are absolute. Sadly, the governor's powers are that
absolute. Yes.
Absolute. So, sir, honestly, think about your people and pack your bags. Now, guess what? It's not over. It's not over. Work hard, one way or the other, to support the next governor, who might not be this governor. And that one too can always come back and say, 16th, you gotta go. Bring you back as 17th. Then your guy loses in 4 years' time, brings 16 back as 18th. And you guys can actually do a yo-yo for 4 years.
It becomes recurring.
Think about it. This is a good idea. But at least nobody will die. Do you understand? And nobody will get injured, and no riot will break. Take my advice.
Just as you raise the alarm for the Emir, I'm raising the alarm as well, care alarm for the judges, for the judiciary.
Have sense.
At this time, they should probably just do something. Put some sense and civility into
Yeah,
judgment.
the little that they can do is at
Because
least
the way if there is a wrong
if there is
pronouncement,
already a pronouncement, why is there another pronouncement on the same matter?
the same matter.
And like, you know,
The
we had
same
said it
matter.
before we came on the show, and I think that sadly, the High Court is what is used to perpetrate these things. Anybody can go to any High Court and get any form of judgment, and it's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. We can't continue like this.
Judiciary go to work.
Okay, Bukola Medibi says, how can I be in first class and then you want to take me to economy? But when they took somebody else from first class to economy too,
you were in
another person.
In fact, you are not even economy. You were on
Not
the
on
tarmac
plane.
when they stopped a plane mid-air and said, "Oh yeah, first
Come
class
down.
passenger, come
There's
down."
a first
You
class
sit down.
seat. You stand up. You sit down.
For the sake
and the
of the
other
people.
person did not talk.
It's
Now-
just 4 years. See, in fact, 1 year is gone. It's 3 years that is remaining. You should just wait and make sure that this governor does not return. It's advice that I'm advising you. Nobody should come and be Ojekunle or come be you. Don't come and be funny. Don't be funny in this matter because we don't want war. We don't want trouble. And the best way is to preach peace. And the peace is that Uncle Ado, pack and go.
You know that
your cousin.
his
let
sister or his
people-
cousin is
yeah.
married to is the first wife.
so
of
you
this
still
other
have-
man. Oh yes,
You know.
Mr. Sanusi is married
That's his
to an
first
Ado
wife.
Bayero.
I
Yes,
think
his
that's